Hello there, this is DBT and this is Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue talking about Asphalt Legends Unite. And today, I got 3 topics that I want to talk about. The first one being the Lotus ER9, the card that you see on the screen right now, and the Mayhem event that just started today, along with the progress calculator that I made so that you can check, well, how much progress you can make. But also, I want to talk about the new map that was recently announced in the game, and finally, the new car that is gonna be coming, along others, in the newest update for the game. But before I jump into it, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel, because doing these things help the channel to continue to be discovered, and in that way I can continue making this type of content for you. So if you want to stay up to date with Asphalt Legends Unite, go ahead, like and subscribe. But alright, let's talk about this car and the Mayhem event. Now, despite the name, it is really just a special event, though it's a bit more giving than what we're used to. Now, you'll find it, again, over here under special events, and we already had a Mayhem event in the past, which was for the Ferrari 499P Modificata, so this might ring a little bit familiar, but still, we're gonna check it out. Now, this event is gonna be running for 20 days from the time, well, 19 days and some hours by the time that this video releases, and yeah, let's have a look at what this will give you. Now, first things first, you know that when it comes to this type of events, yeah, I could go stage by stage showing you and whatnot, but you know what I like to do. You know how DBT is and DBT likes doing spreadsheets. I had to do it, all right? Okay, so once again, over here we're gonna have the bird's eye view of the event with every single one of the stages of the event, the conditions required, which car is gonna be used in that stage, and if the car is required to have a certain amount of stars or whether or not it's a free try, the amount of conditions, and finally, the rewards that you can get for it. So let's go stage by stage so that you can see what it is that this event does and what makes it different than a regular special event. So on the first stage is going to be a free try for the main car of the event, the Lotus ER9, and over here you're going to be able to get some miscellaneous rewards, which refer mostly to those packs of blueprints that contain blueprints for random cars, nothing particularly interesting, or they can just be packs for import parts and things like that, nothing too useful. But more importantly, over here you're going to be able to get Apollo N blueprints, 15 of them, not 5, 15. And same thing for the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦, specifically the 𝐚𝐲𝐶𝐻 TSRS, which we will talk about in a bit. So 15 additional blueprints for the 𝐚𝐲𝐶𝐻 TSRS. Again, this is with a free try. Then in stage 2, once you have 20 conditions done, basically you need to complete this previous one, you're gonna be able to do this stage with the Apollo N. Now you will notice that over here I put some of this at 1-star FT, standing for free try, question mark, because I'm not sure if it's gonna be a free try or not, but I imagine it will be for this, and more so in the case of cars like this that require a key, because obviously if you don't have the key, well, it needs to be a free try so that you can use it, but I believe it's gonna be only at 1 star. Anyway, over here at 1 star you're gonna be able to get only the miscellaneous meh rewards. At 2 stars you can get some tokens and credits, and finally at 3 stars you're gonna be able to get one single blueprint for the ER9. Then we got for stage 3 is going to be the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐶𝐻 TSRS. Again, it's going to be a free try. I believe all of these are going to be free tries, but that is to say that if you have the car at 2 stars but you don't have the key, you have access to this. It's not that it's going to be a free try at gold or anything. But anyway, so at 1 star, again, miscellaneous rewards. At 2 star, very similar, you can get, to this one I mean, some tokens, some credits, and at 3 stars, one single blueprint for the ER9. At stage 4, we go back to the good rewards, because over here it's a free try, once again, a gold free try of the Lotus ER9, and miscellaneous reward, whatever, but 15 blueprints for the Pagani Utopia, along as 15 for the Lamborghini Temerario. Pretty good. Then we get into stage 5, which requires the Pagani Utopia. It's going to be a free try. In the first star, again, miscellaneous rewards. You can see that the structure is very similar, right? At 2 stars, you can get some tokens, some credits, and at 3 stars, you can get one single blueprint for the ER9. Then for stage 6, we have the Lamborghini Temerario, and for 1 star, miscellaneous rewards, then some tokens and credits for 2 stars, and one single blueprint for 3 stars. At stage 7, once again, we go back to the good rewards with the Lotus ER9 Gold Free Try, and you're going to be able to get miscellaneous rewards, but importantly, 30 blueprints for the Apollo N as well. How many? 30 blueprints for the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐶𝐻 TSRS. And this is why this type of events are different than regular special events, because they are more given when it comes to the blueprints. Now, once you make it into stage 8, it's going to be once again Apollo N, but here's where it's the second half of the event where things get more difficult, but the rewards also ramp up. So for this one, you need the Apollo N at 4 stars, and you're going to be able to get some decent tokens, decent credits, some miscellaneous rewards. At max stars, you're going to be able to get 5 blueprints for the ER9, and I make emphasis on 5 because while that's not a lot, let's consider in the previous stages we were only able to get 1 blueprint. So that's why 5 in a row or right away, it's pretty good. As well as 1 epic for the ER9 and 1 epic for the Apollo N. At stage 9 with the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦 TSRS, at 4 stars, you're going to be able to get some tokens, some credits, miscellaneous rewards. And at max stars, at 5 stars, you're going to be able to get another 5 blueprints for the ER9, 1 epic for the ER9, but the key for the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦 in case you don't own it. If you're one of those unfortunate people that were able to max out the car but never acquired the key, this is going to be your opportunity to get it. At stage 10, once again, Lotus ER9 free try. And over here, you're going to be able to get 40 blueprints for the 𝐴𝐼𝐴 and 30 blueprints for the Temerarious. You can see already how the rewards are indeed suddenly much better. At stage 11, we are going to need the Pagani 𝐴𝐼𝐴 at 4 stars for miscellaneous rewards, 5 stars for tokens, credits, 6, meaning max stars, as 5 blueprints for the ER9, 1 epic for the ER9, and the key for the 𝐴𝐼𝐴. Similar to the case of the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐶𝐽, if you have it at max stars, you're going to be able to get the key for the car if you're missing it. Then at stage 12, we got the Lamborghini Temerario, same situation. At 4 stars, miscellaneous rewards. At 5 stars, you get some tokens, credits. And at max stars, 6 stars, you're going to be able to get 5 blueprints for the ER9, 1 epic for the ER9, and the key for the Temerario, again, if you are missing it. And then finally, the very last stage, I believe all of this is going to be free try so long as you have the car at the required stars. I hope you know what I mean there. So it's not going to be like this, that it's a free try at gold. No, it's going to be a free try in general, but if you only have the car at 4 stars, you can only do up to 4 stars. So anyway, this is for the Lotus ER9, and here's where the rewards really are the main thing of this event for this car. At 1 stars, you can only get 2 blueprints for the ER9 and some miscellaneous reward. Nothing too interesting. But at 2 stars, you can get a bunch of tokens, a bunch of credits, but look at this, 15 blueprints for the ER9. If you already have the car at 3 stars, you get an additional 25 blueprints plus an epic. If you have it at 4 stars, you get tokens, credits, 25 blueprints. At 5 stars, you can get 40 blueprints for the car. And if you do have it at max stars, at 6 stars, you get an additional 2 epics for the car. So you can see over here the total of everything that you could in theory get if you complete this event. That is a little over 2,000 tokens, a little over 4 million credits, 131 blueprints for the Lotus, and 7 epics for it. That is a lot of stuff that you can get. So it sounds pretty good. Now let's have a look also at the milestone rewards that you get, by getting a bunch of conditions, and that is listed over here. 20 conditions, you can here see the number of conditions. You can get blueprints for the Apollo N, for the 𝐚𝐲𝐴𝐴, 𝐴𝐼𝐴, Temerario, even more blueprints for the same cars, Apollo N, 𝐚𝐲𝐴𝐴, 𝐴𝐼𝐴, Temerario. And if you manage to get into this last condition numbers, you can get 3 additional epics for the ER9. And if you get to the maximum amount of conditions minus 1, it's kind of peculiar, but hey, you can get the ER9 key, the main car key. And I'm showing now the grand totals of everything that you can get, including the milestone rewards. And you can see once again the tokens, credits. You can get a grand total of 60 blueprints for the Apollo N plus 1 epic. A grand total of 70 blueprints for the 𝐚𝐲𝐴𝐴 plus the key. The 𝐴𝐼𝐴, you get 80 blueprints plus the key. For the Temerario, 7 blueprints plus the key. And once again, 131 blueprints for the ER9 and 10 epics for the car. So it's a lot of stuff that you can get, right? Oh my god, it looks like a good event, except it is kind of tough, and let me explain. Now, as usual, this is going to be linked in the description and in the first comment in this video if you want to use this calculator, and I'm going to show you how to fill it up, and I will show you precisely why this is a tough event. Now, over here, once again, it tells you how many conditions you can do. And over here, you're supposed to enter how many conditions you will be able to do. In this case, being a gold free try, I'll be able to do the 20 conditions, so I'll write 20. You can see that I already marked all of this green because, hey, I can complete that, so no problem. And because I have already 20 conditions, it already unlocked this other stage, that's why it's marked green. So over here, what can I do? I do have the Apollo N, so I do have it at 1 star, so I can do 10 conditions here. I do have it at 2 stars, so I can do 6. I also have it at 3 stars, so I can do 1 more. And over here, on the top is going to be counting how much stuff you can get. So that's pretty good, right? Okay, a bunch of progress, and I've unlocked stage 3. Now, right here is where this thing gets complicated. because the only common car in this entire event is the Apollo N. Other than that, all the cars are rare and or exclusive. The 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦 TSRS, for example, in none of my 2 accounts I own it. I do believe I have it at 2 stars, so because this is probably a free try at 1 star, I should be able to do 10 conditions here, and if I have it at 2 stars already, I can do this. I definitely don't have it at 3 stars, so I cannot do this, so that's why I'm not gonna mark it. This already unlocked stage 4, so a gold free try of the Lotus, I'll be able to do my 20 conditions, that's great. And now, 𝐷𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼a. I don't own that car, but it surely is going to be a free try over here, so I'll be able to do 10 conditions. And that's it. I cannot do any of this. Okay, fair enough. How about the Lamborghini Temerario? Well, I, DBT personally, do have it because I'm a Lambo collector. So I'm going to mark it up as I would be able to do progress, because I do have it at max star, so I'll be able to do 10 conditions here, 6 here, and 1 here. Fantastic. Making a bunch of progress. It doesn't look too bad, does it? Great. Now, finally, well, over here for stage 7, gold free try for the Lotus CR9. I'm going to enter the 16 conditions that I can do, because it's a free try. And then I have access to the Apollo N stage. I'll be able to do 16 conditions, because I do have it at max stars. And at 5 stars, 7 conditions, I'll mark them as well. And that's it. I'm stuck. Because I don't have the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦 TSRS at high stars, so I'm already stuck over here. I cannot make any more progress in this event. So, all of this great stuff of getting a bunch of blueprints for the Utopia and the Temerario, getting the keys, getting a ton of blueprints, none of this is accessible to me. And that is even though I do own the Lambo Temerario. Now, what's gonna happen to a person that has a very regular garage without any of the rare cars? Well, you're gonna be able to do this. Let's say that you do have the Apollo at max stars, you're gonna be able to do this. 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐿𝐼a TSRS, a free try, you'll be able to do this. The 20 ones for the free try of the Lotus. A free try of the 𝐷𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼a, you'll be able to do 10. Free try for the Temerario, you're gonna be able to do 10. You're gonna be able to do the 16 over here, and that is that. Well, no, once again, you do have access to the Apollo N, assuming you do have it at max star, so you'll be able to do this. But once again, you're stuck once again for the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐿𝐼a TSRS. So I would imagine that for the average player, the most you are going to be able to do is the first 8 stages, which again is gonna mean you get a bunch of blueprints for the Apollo N, the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐿𝐼a, the Utopia, Temerario, even more for the Apollo N and the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐿𝐼a. But that's about it. That's as far as you're gonna make it, because this does require some high level of conditions. Now, here's where the problem with this event lies. If you really want the key for the ER9, you need to basically complete this event. The total conditions in the event is 283. At 282, again, max -1, you'll be able to get the key for the main car. But what do you need in order to get that? You need to have all of the cars at max stars. You need the Apollo N at max stars, you need the 𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐿𝐼a at max stars, you need the Utopia at max stars, you need the Temerario at max stars, and you need the Lotus ER9 at max stars as well. Everything you needed at max stars. Does that sound familiar? Does it by any chance remind you of the Rimac Nevera special event? I'll put the link in the top right if you want to watch that, because it was the same thing. You can get the key for the main car by completing the entire event, but to complete the entire event, you need to have all of the cars at max. Now that is why this event is not as good as the previous Mayhem. And so, while it is similar in structure to the previous Mayhem event for the Modificata, for the Ferrari 499P Modificata, the main difference is that the car featured in this event, it's a key car, and in order to unlock the car, well, again, you're gonna need to max out the entire event. Now, the Ferrari Modificata, that was not a key car, so long as you got the 70 blueprints in order to unlock it, the car was yours, and then you continue making progress and whatnot. It did also have some higher requirements when it came to cars being at max stars, but those were considerably lower or slightly more common cars of lower classes. Over here, requiring a class B that goes 5 stars, okay, that's fair enough, but the 𝐷𝐻𝐿𝐼a it's a class A 6 stars, the Temerario is class B, but it's also 6 stars. So it does require a lot of stuff, so that's why I say this event is not necessarily easy. Again, use a calculator. By the way, once you open it, if this is already filled up, just delete stuff that is over here in the white cells, and it resets and you can start filling it up so you can see how much progress you can make. But yeah, in general, you'll be able to tell that, yeah, not a lot of progress you'll be able to do. I forgot to mention you'll be able to get also these blueprints by just making the, let's say, normal progress. So it's still, there's some stuff to get over here. But in general, you can see that it's not exactly super giving. And I would say the only way to complete this event is either if you're one of those players that has a ton of cars in the game and you have them at high stars, so you're willing to spend a ton of tokens. Other than that, oof. But alright, that's about it for this event. Let's get into our next topic. But now, let's talk about the new map added in the game, again, to come in the next update. And this video has been already published by 𝐴𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦, so there's a good chance that you already saw it. But in case you haven't, well, I'll leave the link to this video in the description so that you can watch it with the commentary by Monthly and all that stuff. Over here, I'm just gonna go a little bit quicker to show you what, well, the map has to offer. Now, the first thing to notice, it's gonna be San Diego Harbor. This is a map indeed from Asphalt 8, and oh boy, I am a bit conflicted. Now, the map looks very interesting. It's really nice to see the map being remade into Asphalt Legends Unite. But the thing that I'll say that instantly popped to me is the fact that this map, it's very gray. Now, I've said it before, I like maps that are much more colorful, that are more vivid. And in fact, this map in Asphalt 8 had an incredible color palette, because it was in a sunset, it was absolutely gorgeous. And over here, it's just rainy, the floor is wet, everything is gray. Personally, I don't find that aspect of it very appealing when it comes to the colors chosen for the map. Again, being rainy, I don't think that looks super interesting. But hey, I've heard also some people that actually do like how this looks. So hey, to each their own. I just personally don't find it super appealing. Other than that, I was actually very curious when it originally was shown that this was going to be the map, because I did make a prediction that the new map in the game was going to be Barcelona, because in my head that made sense, right? Because 𝐴𝐚𝐲𝐡𝐞𝐦 is the one that takes care of this game now, and you know that we have the Barcelona map in Asphalt 8, so I thought that was going to be it, and for the anniversary and all of that stuff, that kind of made sense in my head, but turns out that it isn't, and instead we have this map, which again, it's not like it's a bad map or anything. In fact, I think it's a fun map, but yeah, I was a little disappointed. I didn't want to see, honestly, Barcelona, but hey, it is what it is. So we have this map, again, don't love the colors, but what was interesting about this map is a little thing that they had under their sleeve, and that's of course that big portal right there. Because it's not just that map, it is something very interesting. They added some portals so that you can travel between a couple of locations. Apparently over here we see Cairo, and actually if you notice, Cairo looks different. It's not the same time of day that the normal Cairo you would see, so that's kind of cool. So you jump into Cairo and you're like, whoa, okay, so we went from an Asphalt 8 map back to Asphalt 9/Asphalt Legends Unite, so that's kind of cool. So then there is a portal, and well, where is that gonna take us this time? And it's like, whoop, surprise, we are in, I forgot where this is. But it's a map from Asphalt 6. I'm sorry, I'm not too versed into Asphalt 6. I know that it was also in Asphalt 7, but yeah, so another remake of a map, as Monthly says, a remake within a remake. So that is a very interesting thing. And that changed my mood a little bit. I said, okay, it's not just the San Diego map, it is San Diego plus extras, so I kind of liked it. Because again, the San Diego map by itself, personally, I don't find it super appealing, especially for the colors, but you know. Oh, by the way, these airplanes are different. This is not the same airplanes that you would see in the original map, but hey, it's fine. So I think this is going to be just a regular lap in this map. I'm just going to go at a slightly higher speed because there we go. I put it to 1.25. So there we go. It'll be a little bit faster. It's just that he's driving a very slow car, so it's going to take a while. But either way, so yeah, I'm very interested about this map. Absolutely. It's really cool again to see a remade map. And apparently it's going to have 3 versions of San Diego. That is just going to be the regular San Diego map without teleporters. And then there's going to be 3 versions of San Diego that are going to have these teleporters to go between these other maps. So I think overall that is a very interesting concept. But yeah, my only real gripe that I have with it, other than not being the Barcelona map, is that I really wanted for the map to have a more cheerful color scheme overall than just looking super gray and rainy and whatnot, because that's not what I like in a map. But you know, it's fine. So I don't know, why don't you let me know in the comments what you think. Are you interested or excited about this particular map, or did you have any thoughts of what was going to be the map that was going to be added in the game? I don't know. I think it's a very interesting thing that they did on remaking an Asphalt 8 map and adding a piece also of an Asphalt 6/7 map. So that is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's an interesting surprise. They kind of mentioned it or hinted towards something like that in the patch, in the roadmap, because they did say that for the anniversary update, the map was gonna teleport you into something, and I thought either they're just using fancy language to talk about it, or legit is gonna have teleporters. And well, I think it's clear. It has teleporters, so well, interesting. That's what I'll say. But yeah, I just wish it had more colors. All right, that was one of the topics. Again, I'll leave the actual video linked so that you can watch it at your own pace, pause, and all of that stuff. You can listen to what Monthly is saying. But I want to go into the last topic of this video. And this one is another video that was posted actually just today on what's gonna be one of the new cars in the game. Just check this out. Mute it again. I'll put a link to this video so you can watch it as well. But I mean, it's a very short video, but look at that. Yep, I'm just gonna pause right there so you can see it. Indeed, it is the Lamborghini Revuelto, but the version from Lego Technic. So, new Lambo in the game, so that should be exciting to me. Now, I am not a huge fan of the general look of the cars in Lego Technic. They're pretty cool and it must be insanely fun to put them together. But in the game, this the Revuelto, I don't know. I mean, hey, if you like it, it's fine. I just, you know, but still, you bet that I'm gonna be trying to collect it. I still don't know exactly how it's gonna be made available, but however it is made available, I'm gonna be spending some tokens, if possible, into getting it. Because you know, I've said it a million times, the only thing that I spend tokens on, it's in Lamborghini, so yes, that's what it is. But anyway, there you have it. Again, I wanted to cover these topics because I thought they were relevant and I needed to make it. It's my another Asphalt Legends video in a row. There's gonna be yet another tomorrow because, in case you don't know, the patch notes are gonna be made public tomorrow, and you bet that there's a video coming from me to talk about them. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, if you like the calculator or whatever else, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, share it to people that you think this is gonna be useful or entertaining for. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!